Mhm. Happy Thursday, everyone. It is Friday, November 15th. My name is Jason. I'll be your Fezmonger. It's State of the Studio time. So, once again, we are back in the studio. No Ruth today. It is Friday, but she's going to be coming over Saturday and Sunday to work. So, it's just me today on the live stream. Maya is doing actual official work in the background at her computer. I'm set up my desktop, unlike normally where we're on the little Surface Go. So, let's just jump into it and cover the important stuff. So, few things that happened over the last few days. I did post the initial episode of the podcast, the Fezerati Radio podcast. That was just me. I realized I needed to do some kind of just groundwork. Give you guys some context on the podcast. So that's the first episode. It is up. I posted it to the Patreon page. And of course, you will have your own RSS code. So if you go to the Patreon page, you'll be able to set it up to get those podcasts directly in whatever podcasting app that you prefer to use. You don't have to listen to them through the Patreon app or the website. You can use all of your typical podcasting apps. So give that a listen. Let me know what you think about that one. It was just sort of a rambling, kind of learning the process. I'm using new software. Adobe Audition is the software that I edited that on. That was the first project I've done on Audition. Normally, I was just editing waveforms in the past. So this is the first time working with an actual process, and still learning. Still a lot of stuff that I haven't figured out yet, like metadata and things like that. So that'll be coming in the future, and I'll probably go back and tweak some things and do some edits on that original episode as I learn more. So that is already in the bin, and I've already started work on the next episode. I was going through and editing the long interview that I had done at TikiCon, and I will be bringing that into Audition and finish up that edit and get that one out very soon. And there's a lot of different ideas I have for how to do the podcast and what the podcast will be about. So there'll be a couple of different versions going forward. I want to still have more background stuff to cover, some more history, and give you more context. But then on top of that, I'll be doing more interviews with other creative types to talk about what their process is like and how all that works for them. So we'll be feeling that out for a while. I also plan to bring guest hosts in. Definitely Ruth will be coming in and doing interviews with me and doing the background stuff with me. So hang in there. There'll be a lot of different types before I think we find our real groove and get past all of that context stuff and kind of focus on the future things. So the podcast is out and rolling, and there will be a new episode up. I haven't decided if I'm going to do weekly or bi-weekly, so we'll see how that goes. But like I said, I've already started work on the next episode, and it's going to be a big one. So keep an eye out for that. If you have given it a listen, let me know what you think. Have any suggestions? I'm still tweaking my setup. I did record that episode just at my desk here with this Shure mic and my the Focusrite USB adapter plugged in, and just recorded it directly into Audition. So hopefully you like how that sounds. I've been playing with some of the presets. I don't really understand them that much, but playing with some of the presets, and I haven't quite figured out what the setup I want to use for the audio is, but that was a start. Moving on. The other thing that I mentioned last week in the live stream that I have followed up on was figuring out how to package the large tassels. So we talked about working with plastic test tubes. That was great for the 9-inch tassels, but the 13-inch tassels did not fit into it. We could not find any supplier that had variable sizes. So what ideally would have been is just a longer tube for the next size up. But unfortunately, everything we found online was exactly the same tube and then something completely different. So instead, I've gone to a pillow box, and this is a final mock-up of the pillow boxes that we'll be using. So this is the same kind of box that they used to do the old McDonald's. I don't know if they do the McDonald's pies in these anymore, but same kind of box as that, your little pillow box. It's going to have a little window on the back so that I can see what color tassel is inside it. So we could actually like pre-stock these for shows. So those have been ordered. The idea is it's going to be on craft paper with a single black ink, nothing too extravagant, kind of subtle and classical like the rest of the stuff that we're doing in the booth. So hopefully those will get in soon, and I'll be able to use those at Tiki Land in December. So we are only a couple of weeks away from Tiki Land. A lot of stuff is going on trying to get that prepared. I have a number of fezzes that are finished. So you can see I finished the batch of the Sea Dragon Fez. This is the new one, the greens and coppers on the blue. I'm about halfway into finishing up the Chapeau version. Those are here. I still have some of the purple version, the initial purple version of the Chapeaus. So we have a full set of those. All of those will be going to Tiki Land Trading December 1st. But I'm going to get these up on the website soonish. Figure out if I'm ready to get those up and out. So we'll see. Also been working on the Rakshasa, the low profile version of the Rakshasa. I have the fabric design done. So this is what's going to be on the tip. Maya spent yesterday, got all of those printed. Wasn't sure if we'd be able to get them all printed this week because the printer is already giving us warnings on replacement stuff, replacing the magenta cartridge, replacing the inkwell. And while I had the magenta cartridge, I did not have the ink receiver. So luckily it was just the warning at 80% and it printed through this whole run. So we're good on that. And the ink receiver should be coming in today or tomorrow. So it's not going to slow us down any. So the next step on the tips is I have to go through, fuse them all, cut them all out. We are nearly done. We probably have like a third left of the embroidery to do on the Rakshasas. So those will be done soonish. I think everything but the larges we have in stock, and we're getting the fabric cuts for the large panels on like Monday or Tuesday. So again, we'll be just sort of rolling in production on that. The other design is the squids, and all of the embroidery is done. It's just waiting on me to come up with a fabric design for the tips that I'm happy with. So I've been messing around with new Adobe software, Fresco. I like it. It worked well for the Rakshasa tip. I have come up with, I kind of just started freeform designing for one tip. I'm not totally sold on the design yet, so I need to go back in and do some more work on it. And then I have to figure out how to change that design from a fez, a circle, into the teardrop for the chapeau. So that's nearly there. I'll probably work on that more this weekend and try to get that finalized by Monday so I can have those tips done. So that's kind of where we're at. I'll be sewing a lot of fezzes. Like I said, finish up these sea dragons today. I have some holiday designs. So the like I said before, the Krampus and the Yule wreath are available online. I've got orders of those coming in. So every day I'm doing a handful of those. And the Rakshasas will be ready to go once I get these fabric printed out today. So once all that's done today, then I'll be able to work on the fezzes. Hopefully be able to spend some time working on the booth. I know I've talked about that a few times, but I have not spent any time working on prepping the booth or figuring out what the booth layout's going to be for the Tiki Land Trading. So hopefully we'll get that together in the very near future, and we'll be able to kind of sort that out. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Like I said, Ruth will be in here this weekend, so she will be sewing linings with Maya. I will be sewing fezzes and hopefully designing fabric tips. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been a week of just sort of working on fezzes. And then what little free time we have, we've been messing around in Minecraft. It's been really nice for Maya and I to be able to sort of take like an hour or two off at the end of the day and just jump online and walk around and get lost and have some fun. So that is still going on strong. If any of you who are not currently playing Minecraft or not currently on the Discord server, make sure you take a look at that. Jump in on the Discord server. I have set up the channel for the sewing, for the group sewing project on Discord, and I'll start posting stuff about our pre-planning on that. So if you are interested in doing the sewing projects, you'll definitely want to look at joining the Discord server so that you can chat while we're doing the projects. And I think it'll be a lot more efficient than what we're doing on just doing comments and messages back and forth through Patreon. So yeah, that is pretty much where we are now. Black Friday is coming up, so look for posts about that stuff. That will be happening soonish. And I'm also looking at Black Friday, hopefully to do some upgrades for the video. I've watched some stuff, done some research online, and I have the guy did a setup for a mobile YouTubing rig, which I would love to do in the studio so that I'd be able to move it around and get it out of the way and back in and have a little bit cleaner actual lighting as opposed to just having my vertical light that's above me and the microphone and everything set up. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm watching the Black Friday sales to see if anything is going to be accessible for me on that stuff. So that is pretty much it. Thank you, Doug, for jumping in and watching the live stream today. And we will be working all weekend long. So as always, hopefully you have great plans for the weekend. Hope you have a lot of fun ahead of you. Thank you so much for all of your support. Wouldn't be possible without all of you guys on Patreon. And I really appreciate that. We're starting to do promotions on the Instagram and the social media for Tiki Land Trading this coming month. So there will be stuff posted about those designs. And yeah, and I have some ideas for what's going to happen for Black Friday. So make sure you keep an eye on the Patreon posts about Black Friday. We'll talk about that in advance. So that's it. Thank you once again for taking the time to watch this stuff. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.